Alright, good morning. Today we're going to talk about fast pack up. We move about once every 2 weeks. So even though I'm working at a permanent location, I'm working a contract there, we move about once every 2 weeks. Partly because of our Thousand Trails membership and partly because I'm trying to get near the work to reduce the amount of miles that I put on my truck here. It's still new, it's under warranty, and so I try to save the miles that I can when we're not traveling around the country to keep the warranty as long as possible. So we move about every 2 weeks, and so pack up is a big deal. So the easier and the faster it is to pack up, then the more enjoyable the moving day is. And so it used to be I had all this stuff that I'd have to roll out, and mats and things that I have to roll out and take out of the bed of the truck and set up. And so the setup could take 45 minutes to an hour, and that just wears on you when you're moving a lot. So now we have streamlined our teardown and setup process so that there's not a lot of things that we put outside. So we put out some chairs and things like that when we want to sit outside. I use the grill that's on the RV, the outside grill, as much as possible. I might at some point buy the small little $14 charcoal grill from Walmart, because I've been wanting to use, but I won't buy a lot of stuff where there's going to be a lengthy teardown process. Like I said, the faster it is to tear it down and set it up, the more enjoyable the moving day. So now it's one thing to decrease the amount of items that you set outside so that you don't have a lengthy teardown and setup process. One of the things that we've done on the inside, in fact, the inside is also an area where moving day can be rather lengthy with all the setup and prep. So some of the things we've done is any picture hangings and things like that would hang on the walls. We have eliminated the hooks that you would normally hang a picture on, and we've velcroed them on so that they just stay on all the time. So our pictures, they never need to come off. The second thing is appliances that sit on counters and dressers and things like that. We've velcroed them down so that they literally ride just how you see them. So in this process, we've tried to reduce the amount of things that requires to be put away and set up, so that the teardown time inside is very fast. In fact, there's virtually no teardown. She just moves a few things around and that's it, and it's ready to fold up. So, and again, this makes the moving process quick and easy, and moving day a lot more enjoyable. The other thing I've done here is, you can see I've added a noodle to the top, and I just basically modified the noodle to slide in the top of the TV, and that's because the TV is not hard mounted to its mount. It's actually slipped in through a hook, and it's so I can remove the TV, take it it's very hard to get the cords back here. So if I need to get back there, it's just easier and the way it works is it just lifts up and slides out, straight out. So when I'm going down the road, of course, I don't want it to bounce out. So we put this noodle here, and it prevents it from bouncing up high enough to get off its hook in the back. So living room setup and tear down is fairly quick. Mainly it's just putting away shoes and things like that. Mostly it's just guaranteeing that there's no item that would get caught behind the slide when it's reopened. So this little basket here, we get picked up, and it gets most of the things get stacked over there at the dinette. The chairs on short trips, runs like we're doing today, we're only going about 30 miles, they just sit like that. The bag, so these items are inside, they're kept in this bag, and the reason she keeps them in this bag is so that it reminds her that these all go somewhere, clamp something, and in this case they go up here. So, and they just keep the cabinet doors from opening. Those will just go in the truck with us, and the counter will be clear. Make sure everything's closed. Oh yeah, the other thing we do here is we strap. Now the refrigerator came with these, so we just basically straps down here. Let me turn this on, see if, there we go. You can see us strapping the trailer, our refrigerator doors, so they don't Yeah, so we strap the refrigerator doors so they don't move in transit. One thing that I don't like is this guy here. I don't know if it's supposed to be bolted in back there or not, but it is not bolted in very well, and is literally held in place by the counter here when we're traveling. If the counter wasn't here, this thing would probably just fall right out, or I'd have to do something to prevent it from falling out. So, and these little items here, they just go in there, and she sets them as cushions so that things bounce around in there, they don't get damaged, and rides just like that. Alright, so here's an example of some extra padding she does to ensure that things that could be broken aren't broken, and so they ride better like that. And she has a number of them set out so that it reminds her this one goes somewhere, this one goes somewhere, and this goes somewhere. If you were to just put them away in a drawer, you might forget to use them. So by putting them all in one bag, it reminds her that each item needs to go and either latch something or pad something. All right, the bunk room has some teardown set up, although not a lot. Yeah, so most of the stuff you see here just sits just like you see it, and of course the keyboard we put away, and a few of the items we'll put away, but the soldering iron will just stays right there. Like this stuff here is velcroed down, so it's not going to move. This is like really heavy, but it just rides. It's this mat right here is a rubber anti-static mat. Things really don't slide around on it. The tray there, the parts tray, just stays like you see it. And yeah, and so the idea is that when I get to wherever I'm going, I just open the slide up, put a few things out, and it's ready to go. These cookies won't make it to the rest of moving day, so they won't have to be put away. I gotta close the door just a little bit. Alright, you can see how it's closed up. One of the things I've done to help decrease the amount of time to set up or tear down is I put on these snap pads instead of using the little orange blocks anymore. I'll show you here. Alrighty. Instead of slipping one of those underneath, I just put the snap pads on, and that's it. There's no other blocks to go underneath the jacks. I try not to have to park it on those orange blocks on the tires on any type of leveling either. Again, if I have to back the trailer up onto blocks, then that just increases the process of setting up. So I know that's not always avoidable, but if you can, just makes a faster setup. And then of course the X jocks, I do have to put those on and remove them, so those take a few extra minutes. You can see there I'm draining my freshwater tank. I have this issue where city water forces itself through the valve, check valve, and fills up the freshwater tank through the pump. So you have to actually do a reset procedure to get the pump and check valve to set so it doesn't backfeed when it's on city water pressure. Moving day also requires me to turn the inverter on. Normally it's in the off position and the bypass position, so that the AC current from the shore power just runs straight on through into the two refrigerators. But on moving day, I'll turn it on, and those two refrigerators will begin being fed power from the chassis battery right here. And that's it for that. we just finished auto leveling it, so now it's time to put out the hoses, hook up the water. We do set out a couple of chairs. Wife's already opening up slides, and we try to keep it as simple as possible, so the pack up is simple, and that way we get on the road more often. Even though we're working a job in one location, I'm moving around the area so that we can see it, and trying out different RV parks and different campsites.